Hey, Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading. What's up? Qualified again. Let's go over. I want to talk about the trade setup today a little bit. I caught it. Sometimes you got to know patterns too. One of the great books that I would recommend you have in your arsenal is this one, Technical Analysis. There's good. This one's a good book. I like this one. My favorite all-time book. Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom. It goes over R and P. R for the most part. This is really good for R.
Potential TX on ES.
Classical chart patterns. This one's pretty good. Studies in tape reading. Like that one. Candlestick course. Anyway, these are some of the books I have right behind me. Whenever I have a question about something, I got books right here that I'll refer to occasionally. And last but not least, everybody needs a copy of this, right? Think and Grow Rich. I think this is the one that I have all marked up.
Exhaustion box on ES. Elevator on
I need to read it again. Usually I read it once a year. See if I can fit this book back where it belongs. Let me pause here while I fix my... Alright, so this book, we're going to talk about this one a little bit. This coil pattern that showed up, and then we had a failure of the coil pattern. And also had a failure on HVS today too.
Potential TX on ES. Potential double TX
Hopefully you can see the coil pattern without me even showing it to you, right? You should be able to see it. It's fairly simple to see, right? Now before we broke here, we were going like this. If you look at the charts today, we had the high, it came down, it was going up, came down, made a higher low, came back up, made a higher low, came back up, came down to here, and then it basically broke through. That signifies this right here. So a lot of times it's just a fake out going down this way. But what happened today, it went down, it came back up, and then I got involved in it when it came back roughly to the coil area, and then I took it down. So I stayed away from what I would consider the fake out pattern, and we'll look at that in just a second on the charts. I have to go back and rewind to it, and then I took that one, and we'll look at the HVS failure. That's what I used to call it, HVS failure. Alright, so let me rewind back. So anyway, let me rephrase here. We talked about the coil. We talked about the book that I think you should have in your arsenal. Let me put this up here again. Technical Analysis of this is a classic book right here. Technical Analysis of Stock Trends actually does apply to the NQ by Robert D. Edwards and John McGee. It's filled with technical signals and examples of them. Anyway, so we had the coil pattern. It could be a wedge. It could be a ascending triangle. That's probably what it was called, ascending triangle in the book. I think that's. Let me pause and then go back. So there's an ascending triangle that goes up, but a failure can be just as strong if it doesn't make its move. So you can see the lines that I drew right there, the horizontal line, the vertical line. It was forming a ascending triangle, and then it broke, but it broke this way down. So it can be strong the other direction. All right, so I hit the pause button. I don't know where I stopped talking. I believe I showed you the ascending triangle failure. I want to show you the HVS failure that I traded off of. So let me rewind the tape, in this case this chart here, back to the entry point. Actually, I'm going to rewind to the beginning of the trading session and show you the ascending triangle.
Potential
Okay, so here
TX
we're
on
coming
ES.
into 9:30.
Potential double TX on ES.
And the market, I don't remember what it does, but it goes down at some point to the 460 level, I believe.
Potential TDS on ES.
We're going to see a purple bar. Okay, here it is. Here's the low of at 9:36 that it starts to move the ascending triangle up. So this is basically what just, it looked like a lot of movement there, but it was only 6 minutes in time. So to start with, we had a down move that basically went to this level right there, right, to this purple line. And we see this ends up being the highest HVS level at this point in time, 634%, 3,077. I did not take, I think I might have taken one of them. Coming down, I believe I took a short trade into this on the open, but this would have been a nice signal to go long here, by the way. And you would come out roughly in here. Now it goes up, and then it's going to come down again right here. This is at 9:40, so 5 minutes later, here's another. So now you've got one coming down, coming up, coming back down, like this. This one stops at, last one stopped roughly at 460, right at this level. This one stops in front of it and goes back up. So you see buying support here, and then once again another. If I would have noticed it earlier, this would have been a nice upside signal. So once again, I did not take, I'm hesitant taking longs, and that's one of my faults as a trader. It's, if I was a better long side trader, I'd be a better trader overall. So I've got to see more confidence in the long signals. Actually, I did take a long. No, wait a minute. There's a short. There's long cover. I did take a long right here. Where did I cover it? I must have covered in here somewhere. All right. Goes up. Here's a short signal I took right here. Covering right here. Not the best HVS, but it was okay. Probably could have had the longs were better than the shorts today, so kind of iffy right there, but I did like this and I did take it. So the longs were better until we had that breakdown, right? So here, I believe this is, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is the third time we come down. Can't remember if that, and then we went up. So here's another. If I would have been in it, I'd have been out right through here, it looks like. I don't believe I'd have been able to catch that whole move unless I stayed at break even. And break even would have been right here roughly, and it goes underneath it, so most likely runs me out. So here's a nice signal here. I stayed away from this one because it looked I was thinking about coming in short under here. It
Potential
never went
TX
under,
on ES.
and it went up. I did take a short here, and I covered right there. But this is an ODD trade, right? And I was taking it down right there, and then I covered. It didn't go down. Then I stayed away from this move. Stayed away. Was not in it. I was waiting, waiting, waiting. All right, right here. Look, not sure if this is where I took it or if I gotta find my trade set up on the short. Here it is, right there. Here's where I took it. Like I said, I waited for it to. This is the HVS. Highest signal. We came down in a hurry in front of this. So I waited. I saw this up here. We had broke through. Remember the ascending triangle. We had broke through the ascending triangle, and underneath the lows were about 40. So we came down here. We broke through. We went back up. And you can see this is where I got involved in the ascending triangle failure. So I looked at this as a failure bar. Got involved here. And here's my trade. Here's the trade that wins it for me today. Where do I cover? Where's the cover at?
Potential
Here.
double TX on ES.
Looking for a little blue signal.
Trapped orders with exhaustion box on
I think
ES.
it's right here. It's
Double
underneath
TX
this
on
bar right
ES.
here. And there's like a little blue arrow right here underneath this happy face. So it doesn't take much to win. This was a 60 tick move, which is 300 per contract. This was worth 600 bucks.
Potential TDS on ES.
Hit its profit target at 60 ticks. And that got me above where I needed to be. All right. Hope that makes sense today. Thought I would share some technical analysis with you and how to play with this a little bit. Once we broke through here and the ascending triangle is not operate, it can be a fake out and then move up. Now the other side of this, if this would have went above this level, the ascending triangle probably would have went up from that point. So this would have been a failure bar to catch like a bear trap, and then it would have done something like this. And maybe it stops here, it goes back up, and then it goes up. So this could have been the spot that the ascending triangle showed a failure, a fake out bear trap, and then bam, go up. This would have been the trap itself. That's another thing you got to pay attention to as well. So anyway, the technical signal that I took was the ascending triangle failure, HVS failure, and then taking it down. And you can see what happens. It goes down. All right. It's Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading here on YouTube.